Alright guys, I don't have a lot of time for them to come and take me away. But I need to get the truth out about what the government is doing with the coronavirus. The governments of the world are trying to reenact the Disney movie Tangled. Okay, I'll start from the beginning. Back at the start of this thing, they told us to stay inside, away from Corona. Well, Rapunzel was told to stay inside, away from the kingdom of Corona. That's right, the kingdom that she was told to stay away from in the movie Tangled was called Corona. Well, you might think, that's probably just a coincidence. Well, that's just the beginning of coincidences. Second, how did Mother Gothel motivate Rapunzel to stay away from the kingdom of Corona? She used fear. The fear of men with sharp teeth. The fear of Corona. The fear was the motivation behind her being quarantined. What was our motivation to stay in from quarantine? It was fear. The fear of contracting the coronavirus. The fear of our loved ones dying from Corona. The similarities are just too close to ignore. Rapunzel was motivated by fear, and so were we. Coincidence? Possibly. But that's not where it stops. When Rapunzel snuck out of the tower with the aid of Flynn Rider, Flynn Rider took her to the Snuggly Duckling, which ended up being filled with thieves and ruffians. These thieves and ruffians, they stand for the troubles that we've had in 2020. Kobe Bryant died, Australia on fire, canceled sports, the death of the XFL. I stubbed my toe one day and it really hurt. I'm blaming 2020. The stock market, Kim Jong-un not being dead, murder hornets, division in America, Beirut explosion, Chadwick Boseman dying, the West Coast wildfires and the smoke that it brought with it, and so many more horrible things that have happened in 2020. This is literally just a short list of the stuff. Back to Rapunzel. Even though she is extremely scared at first, she ends up talking to the ruffians and getting them on her side. She takes the lemons that life has given her and turns them into lemonade. And that's exactly what we should do with our problems of 2020. Now you might ask me, well, how do we make the death of Kobe Bryant a good thing? How can that be a good thing? And the answer is, I don't know. I'm just a guy in a warehouse trying to get the truth out. That question is for a much smarter person than me, so shut up. Rapunzel finally makes it to the Kingdom of Corona after being chased by the Kingdom of Corona soldiers. She gets there just in time to see the Floating Lantern Festival. And the Floating Lantern Festival stands for when we are officially released from quarantine, and the celebration that will take place during that time. But it won't be for long. Mother Gothel then tricks Rapunzel to abandon the festival and go back to the tower. This stands for when the government will try to put us back into quarantine after the number of cases for corona starts to rise. And the government will motivate us the same way that they have motivated us before, with fear. But when Rapunzel goes back to the tower, she finally realizes who she is. She is the lost princess, the daughter of the king and queen of Corona. And she stands up to Mother Gothel. Now, what does this mean for us? Well, when the governments of the world try to put us back into quarantine, we will refuse. We will refuse because we will find out who we really are. Just like Rapunzel was the daughter of the king and queen of Corona, we are descendants from the Illuminati. Now, in case you don't know, the Illuminati is a race of aliens that control pretty much everything on Earth, from governments to birds. Now, I know this sounds crazy, but hear me out, all right? We are a race of high alien. We're a high-class alien, all right? Everyone that's watching this. But the government are aliens controlled by the Illuminati, who are the lower-class alien. So they want to hide who we are from us. Because if we knew who we were, we would not let them rule over us. We would want to rule over them like it should be. Alright? So, to maintain the power, they lied to us. Just like Mother Gothel lied to Rapunzel who she really was, the government lies to us who we really are. We are high-class aliens, higher class than the government aliens. The government aliens withhold the truth from us so that they can maintain power. Just like Mother Gothel wanted to maintain power, the government aliens want to maintain their power. But when Rapunzel stands up to Mother Gothel ties her up and puts this over her mouth. Does it look familiar? That's right. When we confront the government about them being a lower class alien, they will respond with a mask mandate, a 24/7 mask mandate. That means all the time we must wear masks. Doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter what you're doing. You have to wear a mask all the time. Doesn't matter if you're in your car alone, doesn't matter if you're in your house alone, doesn't matter if you're in the shower alone. You must be wearing a mask or the death penalty. But not all hope is lost. When Mother Gothel tries to put Rapunzel away forever, Flynn Rider shows up. Now, let's talk about Flynn Rider. Who is Flynn Rider? We know who Mother Gothel is. She's the governments of the world. We know who Rapunzel is. Rapunzel is us. We know who the king and queen of the kingdom of Corona are. They are the Illuminati. We know who the thugs and ruffians are in the Snuggly Duckling. Those are the problems of 2020. But who is Flynn Rider? Flynn Rider is none other than, well, you've probably already guessed it by now. Flynn Rider is Sasquatch. Yeah, pretty obvious. All right, Sasquatch will come back and save us from the alien government people. And how does he do this? Well, Flynn Rider shows up, right? And Rapunzel is about to be dragged into quarantine forever. And Flynn Rider cuts her hair off, her source of her power, and that ends up killing Mother Gothel, freeing Rapunzel. Now Sasquatch will show up, cut our power source given to us by the Illuminati, and it will kill all the alien government people. And we'll finally be free from the alien government people. And life will be so much better after that. We will be married to Bigfoot. We will be living with the Illuminati in their palace and free from the alien government people at last. Now, you might be asking, when will all these events take place? Well, Rapunzel was isolated in a tower for 18 years. 18 years. Almost 18 years, actually. But don't worry, we won't have to wait that long. Instead of 18 years, it will be 18 months of quarantine for us. So, we were quarantined on the 13th of March, right? Right. So, 18 months from the 13th of March is August 13th, 2021. That's 13 months. So next year, August 2021, right? The 13th of August will be around when this whole thing goes down. All right, let me break down the timeline for you a little bit. At the beginning of August 2021, Bigfoot will show up, and we will capture Bigfoot and get him to take us out of quarantine. He will be reluctant at first, but he will agree because he's such a nice guy. He will take us out and confront our problems of 2020, and that's when we'll be able to turn our problems into 2020 into benefits for us. Sasquatch will officially take us out of quarantine the 13th of August, 2021, but it won't last. 14th of August, Bigfoot will be taken away from us, and we will be scared back into quarantine by the alien government people. August 15th, we will find out who we really are, descendants of the Illuminati. Then we will confront the government alien people about their lies to us. The government alien people will respond with a 24/7 mask mandate, where you must wear a mask at all times or the death penalty. Bigfoot shows up and tries to stop us from being quarantined forever. Sasquatch cuts off our power, right? And the government alien people are destroyed. And Bigfoot is the hero of the story. We make Bigfoot second in command and marry him. And we live happily ever after in the Illuminati's palace. The end. So, that's the truth. Take it or leave it. Alright guys, I gotta go. I don't know when they're coming in.